My name is May Chamada. I write for The Upcoming. It's a pleasure, a very great pleasure to speak with all of you today. I just want to start off with Laquarn, if you want to give us an introduction into this TV series and what people should expect from it.
Okay, hi, I'm Laquarn Lewis, and I play Lady Di in the amazing What It Feels Like for a Girl. Lady Di is somebody who is loving, caring, a girl's girl, and she is promiscuous, naughty, risky, alluring. That's my intro, and she takes the divas on a journey.
And can everybody just give an introduction into their characters as well, please?
My name is Ellis Howard, and I play Baron. We meet Baron when Baron is 15, and they are sick of getting the shit beaten out of them. They're sick of Hucknall, and they are desperate to find language for themselves, but also for a group that understand them, and they find it in this ragtag bunch of fallen divas, and then them and this gang, they go on this like illegal, immoral, but hedonistic and wild, fun journey of self-discovery. We start with Baron when they're 15, and then we end when Baron is about 23, I think, just before they go off to university. So it's a real odyssey of sorts. Yeah, that's Baron.
Hello, I'm Hannah Jones, and I play Sasha in What It Feels Like for a Girl. Sasha is a... Can I swear? She's crazy. She is a hedonistic, thrill-seeking, evil, cold-hearted...
Now what about Sasha?
Funny. Who has the mic? Me. She's crazy. She's kind of evil, but there's a heart somewhere in her cold, dead body. She's a star, though. I think, there's so much to love about her, but it's just hard to find that. And we meet her at a very weird place, and the way we end her story is very different to where we start it.
Hello, I'm Jake Dunn. I play Liam Murphy in What It Feels Like for a Girl. Speaking of evil, I suppose Liam and Byron meet at a very particular moment in Ep 1 and sort of find themselves very much magnetised to each other. There's a sort of charged relationship that quickly forms and sort of sets them on a path towards self-destruction, oblivion, lots of problems, and I think sort of changes both of their lives forever.
I love the word oblivion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go with it myself.
I love the word oblivion.
Okay, thank you. Back to me.
You mentioned that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Odyssey, directed by...
Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. We just beat him to the punch, girl. We got there quick. Paris Lee's Odyssey comes first.
Alice, I want to talk about your character, Byron.
Yeah.
What were the challenges of playing such a dynamic character, someone who goes through a lot and also grows through a lot?
I love that goes and grows through. What were the challenges? Honestly, I guess personally, as an actor, the challenges when you read the book, the memoir that it's inspired by Paris Lee, is that it is so unflinching and so unrestrained and so authentic and honest that you kind of have no choice but to kind of like meet her there, meet Paris there, you know? And so I guess the biggest challenge is every day is like, how do you show your mess? How do you show your triumph and your trauma? And how do you like let it all bear witness in scenes with these guys, and also in like on set and you know, in front of the screen every single day. I think that is the biggest challenge, is just trying to make sure you're doing something with nuance and with care. But if I'm honest, like I felt like I spent the whole like 20 weeks in this like place of like unbridled bliss, you know, but I was like, I can't fucking believe I'm so lucky to be doing this job. And so you want to show all of those things. You want to turn up every single day because these guys are bringing their A game and you want to meet them there. Yeah. Oh, love you. I felt like the challenge was just to rise to the text and to meet Paris where she was at.
Hannah, I want to talk about this relationship that Sasha and Byron has throughout the entire series, which I think is really interesting because it really shows the competitive, but the, you know, that like connection between girls. We can have both of it. So can you just explain working with Ellis?
Absolutely, yeah. I think one of my favourite things about the story of Sasha and Byron, but also the story of Hannah and Alice, is the sisterhood that we got straight away. You know, I think in real life it happens straight away, but in the show it takes a little bit of time. But I think when we meet Sasha, when she meets Byron, I think she sees a little bit of herself in Byron. You know, she was a young boy at the time, also at some point. You know, so I think she sort of sees a lost young boy who has that glimmer in his eye of a diva, for lack of a better term. I think the juxtaposition of the hatred that we have for each other and the love that we have for each other works in tandem so beautifully. And I think that is part of womanhood. You know, I think that's part of sisterhood. There is not necessarily competitiveness between women, but I think there's some sort of like, oh, I love how your body looks, or why doesn't mine look like that, or I love how your hair looks, why isn't mine that shiny? Very, you know, materialistic things. But I think that is something that's really important to talk about in friendship between women, but also between sisters, you know?
Jake, I want to turn to you. This character that you played, Liam, very explosive, very toxic. But how did you kind of like balance all of that with like showcasing to the audience what it was about him that attracted Byron to Liam?
You know, it's funny. Like I've been asked that a little bit about like sort of what makes Liam tick, what's the sort of journey of that, and I don't know if I just didn't do my job properly, but I think because he was based on a real person and the events happened, it became so much less cerebral to me. Like it became, there was clearly a connection of some kind. There was this magnetized feeling. I think a really interesting thing from Liam's perspective is he also used to be, well, he's an ex-child prostitute essentially. So I found that as like a really interesting dynamic of like, I think he sees in Byron himself at that age, but before he built himself tough and hard and hardened himself to the world. And I think that creates like a real fascination in him towards Byron. I think it creates a relationship of like hatred and desire and this sort of weird, complicated, coercive, sexualized, like physical thing. And so I never really wanted to like maybe pin it down so much or make sense of it, because people don't, especially people that are based on real people. And that was the forefront of this part. And what was so attractive about it was he was based on real people, and you can't explain real people. People just do things and are the way they are. And I think if I spent time trying to work him out, I wouldn't get anywhere. No. Do you know what I mean?
Laquarn, talking about Lady Di, I love that she is the, you know, the stability of the group, the stability of the TV series. I love that about her. Does that ring true to yourself personally? And did you have to wrangle all of?
Do you think you're stable, girl?
Well, Lady Di.
You're the stable one.
I do tend to be mother of the group in real life as well. What? No, I'm joking. That's her.
Yeah.
Eldest is mother.
Grandmother.
No. In all honesty, I'm somebody who likes to stay out the drama. So if there's some drama going on, I'm not going to come and squash it. I'm really just going to leave, and you lot can sort it. Let me know when you're done. Like, that's me. I'm that type of person. However, I think it's beautiful to see and beautiful to play, because it allows you to look at... With Di, she's just loving. She just wants to support everyone, and we all need a friend like that. Like, literally, everyone needs a Di. And I think the beautiful thing is she looks at Sash's side, who's been friends for donkey years, looks at Byron's side, who's just become friends, but she won't treat anyone differently. She'll make sure that she's just empathizing with people. And I feel like that's something that people can pick apart from Di and be like, oh my God, that reminds me so much of me, or I should probably be more like that, more understanding, more loving, more caring. And she really takes control. She really looks after the divas and makes everyone feel seen, heard, understood. And again, just reassures everyone that it's okay to be yourself, because Di is somebody who's going to be themselves, okay? If anybody tells her that she can't be herself, she'll let you know about it, you know? Or Sash will fight somebody for Di, you know? Like, it's just about empowerment, really. And Di is somebody who empowers others throughout. The end.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's all my questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You were amazing.